Namaste students. Today we are starting with chapter 2nd of class 11th biology. The chapter is biological classification. In this we will start with the classification that deals with the first unit. The first part is the introduction, and to start with we will deal with the 5 kingdom classification. Now when we go to the history, earlier attempts that were made for the classification, the first name goes for Aristotle. As we know, he is also known as the father of biology. He classified on the basis of very broad characteristics which are seen from outside only, that we can say morphologically. For example, Aristotle classified plants as herbs, shrubs and trees based on their sizes and all. He also classified animals as those, a group in which RBC present, red blood is present, and a group in which red blood is absent. Next attempt was made by Linnaeus. He classified all the living world, all the living kingdom into 2 groups, that is the Plantae and Animalia. So it was 2 kingdom classification given by Linnaeus, but later on a number of organisms were found that didn't belong even in the Plantae or Animalia. So there was a need to modify the system, and there were many attempts were made, like 3 kingdom classification, 4 kingdom classification, and with the time there were changes have been made to improve the classification process. Now what we study is the 5 kingdom classification that was proposed by R.H. Whitaker. R.H. Whitaker divided the whole of the living world into 5 kingdoms. These were Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. So we will study with this 5 kingdom classification. Now what are the bases to divide the organisms into these 5 kingdoms? These are the characters. For example, let us take the first character, that is the cell type. We know cell can be prokaryotic or eukaryotic. A prokaryotic cell that has a well defined nucleus is absent. A defined nucleus is absent in prokaryotes while it is present in eukaryotes. So Monera is a kingdom that includes prokaryotic organisms, and rest all included the eukaryotic organisms. Next character we say it is the cell wall. Now whether the cell wall is present or not, and if present, of what material it is made up of, let us see in the Monera. In Monera, cell wall is present but it is non-cellulosic. In Protista, it is present in some while absent in others. Why it is so? Because in Protista, all the unicellular organisms are included. Now these unicellular may be plant, may be animal. So if it is a plant, cell wall is present. If it is an animal, cell wall is absent. So we say cell wall is present only in some. Next come to fungi. We know fungi was earlier kept with the kingdom Plantae because of the presence of cell wall. But later on it was found that in fungi the cell wall is made up of chitin, while in plants it is of cellulose. So it was kept in a separate group. So cell wall is present but it is non-cellulosic, made up of chitin. In plants cell wall is present and it is of cellulosic type. In animals, as we all know, a major difference that animals lack cell wall. Cell wall is always absent in the Animalia kingdom. Now we come to the third point, that is the nutrition. What is the mode of nutrition in all the 5 kingdoms? First we see the Monera. Monera includes prokaryotic organisms, generally it includes bacteria. Now bacteria can be autotrophic or maybe heterotrophic. They can photosynthesize, for example blue-green algae, we will study in a later class. So Monera includes both modes of nutrition, autotrophic, heterotrophic. Heterotrophic may be saprophytic, may be parasitic. Then comes the Protista, unicellular organisms. Here also the mode of nutrition may be autotrophic, may be heterotrophic. Why? As in the earlier case, it may be plant, it may be animal. Now when we come to the fungi, we know fungi are heterotrophic organisms. There is no autotrophism found in fungi, only heterotrophic nutrition is present. Now when we come to the Plantae, we always know that they photosynthesize, they have an autotrophic mode of nutrition with no exception, and Animalia, as obvious, is a heterotrophic nutrition. So the third basis of classification was the mode of nutrition. Now what was the another basis of classification is the body organization. How the body is made up of, how many cells. When we come to Monera, it is cellular. As in case of bacteria, prokaryotes, it is we say cellular body organization. In Protista, it is cellular. We know in Protista includes all the unicellular organisms. So it is of cellular type. In fungi, it is multicellular. In plants and animals, it is multicellular, tissue grade, organ system grade. These are the most developed. So as we can see from Linnaeus up to this 5 kingdom classification, the two major groups are always there, that is the Plantae and Animalia. The classification is very easy to keep organism in plant or animal group, but actually what happened, there were so many organisms earlier that all were kept in Plantae on the basis of presence of cell wall. For example, fungi has cell wall, this Monera has cell wall, so the bacteria, fungi were all kept with the Plantae. But later on it was found that how come the prokaryotes and eukaryotes be in a same group? So a group was made to separate the prokaryotes from the Plantae. So a prokaryotic group was made, that was named Monera. Now with the fungi it was seen that Plantae has an autotrophic nutrition while fungi has heterotrophic nutrition. So there was a need to separate the fungi from the Plantae. So another group was made. Similarly, it was also seen that in plants and animals, unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms both are in the same group. This was not also right. So a separate group was made which included only the unicellular organisms, that was the Protista. Now, so we can recall that these are the characters on which the five kingdoms are classified, and still there are chances for the change in the classification. The system of classification has been changed from the time of Aristotle till today. Why so? Because it changes with our knowledge. As our knowledge increases, the system of classification has also chances to change. So this was all about the classification. In the next class, we will study about the kingdoms separately, and that is, thank you.